Hello everyone. I thought I would do a the 2016 year review thing. I'm not very good at this commentating thing. It's just like the first time I've talked in weeks and I still can't do it right. It's hard. But yeah, I've done pretty well this year. You've probably seen a thing on screen now, which is something called TubeBuddy. It's like a little buddy of mine. And basically what it does, it just helps me with YouTube stuff, but this particular thing shows me my progress for the year. And I think I've done pretty well. I entered this year with less than 100,000 views, and most of those views was from this one video I did, showing off a gun, and that was it. The rest were just nothing really. And I've come pretty far this year, going up to million views, 1,100,000, which I thought I'd never actually reach. And I was sat there the other day sipping my coffee, because I am British, and, it wasn't coffee, it's tea. I can't tell the difference between tea and coffee, apparently. I've got tea right next to me now, but... Well, anyway, it was quite interesting, because I was sat there, and I was like, gee, ever since I changed my YouTube strategy, which at one point was just playing games, I've done awfully well. And I was sat there, and I was like, man, the biggest problem with my channel is that, sure, it covers guides and showcases and everything else that's amazing, except that there's just long gaps in between games. Like, for example, at this time of recording, like, Resident Evil 7 is like 20-something days away. And oh boy, am I excited for it, but that's 20 days worth of content. Which isn't cool. Because y'all are just going to be sat there just being like, oh, where's the content? And I'm like, well, the game ain't out. So yeah, it's probably going to look at next year, do more content. But this isn't about too much what I'm going to do next year. Oh, maybe it is. But it's more or less talking about this year, and where I came from, and how well I've done. And my thanks to you for putting up with me for so long and watching my videos, because there would be no me without you. Well, there would be, but that's a very sensitive topic for, adults. It involves moms and dads and stuff. I don't think I'm funny, really. But, no, this year, I started off, I think the first video I made this year was more than likely, the Deadly Tower Monsters, which is an excellent game, by the way. It's a downloadable title. And I played that, and I made some guides on it. I was like, I'm going to try guides this year for video games, and they done exceptionally well. I was very pleased. I covered a bit of everything now. Obviously, my quality over the span of the year has gone up. When I started, I didn't really know what I was doing when I was making the guide. It sounded quite simple, but there's a lot to it that I didn't know about. But anyway, I digress. From then on out, after seeing the response that those videos had, I was like, yeah, I'll go with guides and showcases. So when Hitman came out, I covered some of the showcases in there. Now, I'm not particularly proud of a lot of the showcases I've done. I could do better with the quality in the future. Like, for example, this recording's probably just going to suck because I'm just not used to talking. But I was quite unhappy, really, with the level of quality in the showcases for the Hitman things. I felt they were a bit rushed, and I don't think I really showed everything the best way I could. They were just rushed. So, hopefully, in the next year, if I get words right, I can actually sort that problem out. And I've learned quite a bit from that. I've learned that a lot of people on YouTube, especially in 2016, with the abundance of channels out there, it's hard to survive. So a lot of people this year, it seems to really enjoy looking up what I'll call things that other people don't typically do. And one of the biggest examples for this year is Far Cry Primal. I covered all the healing animations, and there was a lot more I should have done. I could have recorded so much more and done so much better, but I didn't. So, that's another thing to learn from. But in Far Cry Primal, I covered all these healing animations. If you've played Far Cry, you would know what I'm talking about. And that video didn't do too well for a while. I was like, maybe 1,000 views or something for like a few months. And then, near to the end, it just shot up to 90,000, becoming my second most viewed video. Yeah, my second most. And I was really impressed. It's like, whoa, gee. And to be honest, I'm not even that impressed with the video itself. There's so many problems. Like with the one friggin' thing, it was like, I recorded it, and I was doing this healing animation in the dark. Couldn't even see anything that was going on. And I did that. So, not an entirely smart thing to do. But, you know, I mean, you gotta make mistakes to learn, especially on YouTube. Now, I don't think in the next year that I'm gonna become like the next PewDiePie, although, you know, who knows. But what I do think is that I'll obviously grow quite a bit more. I'm aiming to do pretty much replicate the success I've had this year, just on a much larger scale. Let's say double what I've done this year. That'd be fantastic. Because obviously, a few of you may watch my stuff, and you already may know a little about me. Probably don't. Nobody here probably knows anything about me, because I'm just a nobody. But basically, I have bad legs. They're just really bad. They suck. And so playing video games and uploading them to the internet, it's great. That's the only thing I do. Apart from I write novels, but I haven't published yet. But I'm working on it. But no, this is like technically, in a sense, my job. You know, so I sit in front of a TV for 8 hours a day, and I work hard to get footage. It's a lot more challenging than it seems, but that's my job, and I enjoy it. You know, I'm thankful for the people who have supported me do it. But, you know, maybe next year I'll do even better, and I can maybe give a little something back to the community out there, the people, because, like I was saying at the start of this video, I don't want to just aim to cover guides and showcases anymore, because I feel as if that's something that anybody can do. That, you know, you can do that. That guy over there can do that. Anybody can do a showcase or a guide of a video game. The only problem you would really have is just how much coverage you would get. You know, if somebody bigger than you did a guide, then you probably won't get as much. And you need to learn a thing or two first. But at the same time, anybody can do a guide, providing they have the patience to sit down and play something. It's, or the skill, maybe. But anyone can do it. And to some degree, the showcases too. So I want to add a little bit more of me to the channel. Before I used to do something called 500 words or less, and I've done like, what, 4 or 5 this year? And now I know there's a grammatical error in that. It should be 500 words or fewer. But 500 words or less just roll off the tongue so much easier. So I'm just going to stick with that. You know, why not? And that's basically a series where the format is to talk about something in 500 words or fewer. And I stopped doing it. Mainly because I realized the massive flaw with this series is that it's a fantastic series, if I'd say so. I quite enjoy making them. I'm not very good at the recording aspect. I'm not very good at reading words from a screen. This is just this thing by here is not even scripted, which is probably why I'm doing so much better. But the whole reading things off a screen for me is I just don't really do it very well. So I need to develop that skill. But obviously, I need to write 500 words or fewer, and then tally that up on screen as I'm, you know, when you're watching the video. And it's kind of difficult to discuss something in 500 words or fewer, or less, if whatever you want to say, depending on the topic. Like, for example, I first started with something called Dark Souls, why I don't really consider Dark Souls hard, and I didn't really follow up that video like I should have, mainly because I just forgot, really. And that was an interesting way of doing it, because it's short, concise, it's straight to the point, and it's quite catchy, because not many people really, everybody goes for like 1,000, 2,000 words. I'm just like, yeah, it's 500, you know, go for it, and we'll discuss the topic. But what I did, my biggest mistake was I went from discussing topics to reviewing games in 500 words, and you can't do that. You just can't review a game in 500 words. It's hard. It's just impossible, for one. You can't explain things well enough. You're so blunt in how you talk about things. You're literally like, yeah, this part, it's not good, and then you have to move on because you haven't got enough words left to explain it. So what this means is that in the next year, tomorrow, essentially, 2017, I'll be covering some more things like that to add more variety to my channel, to attract more of an audience, and to maybe give some more personality, more of me to the channel, because I'm a real interesting guy. Yeah. And I'll also be doing reviews if I can, because, to be honest, when a game comes out like Resident Evil 7, of course, the priority will be in making guides and showcases, because I need to get those out there before everybody else, because that's simply how YouTube works in most areas. You have to compete against your competition if you're doing similar videos. But if it comes to reviews and stuff, I think that because there's more of your own personality in it, you can kind of have a bit of leniency and take your own time. So I'll probably end up doing that. That's my biggest regret this year, is that my channel went up by 1 million views. I gained 2,000 subs. I did fantastic. But there was no me. There was just showcases and stuff, which were hard work, but there wasn't many me. So we'll work on that. I'm not interested in turning YouTube into, like I said, job earlier, but I'm not interested in turning this into a job, as in I'm going to sit here and 9 till 5. I mean, I earn a little bit of money from YouTube. I don't earn anything great, and basically the money I earn from YouTube, because you may have noticed I double add some of my videos, and why I do this is pretty easy, really, pretty easy to explain. It's just to cover the games that I buy. I mean, I live in the UK, so it's £40 a time, and that would be $60 in America. So as you know, that's quite expensive. Now, I am fortunately able to buy quite a few games, but when I buy a new game, obviously, I'm never going to make money off that game on YouTube. It's hard enough now. I barely made anything. And I'm not asking for money anyway. Don't think that. But what I do basically is I just put double ads on some videos, which are longer, to help just cover the cost of a game. I mean, if I'm sat there for 7 hours making a showcase or a guide or something, I mean, if I can earn $10, which is about £7, that's £7 off the game I bought. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more. It's something that I enjoy doing, and I get a little bit of credit for it, and the game ultimately works out a little cheaper, so I can then eventually buy something else to put on the channel. Pretty much everything I get goes back into the channel. Funny enough, at the start of August, what I'm using now is the Blue Yeti, and I still really don't know how to work it. I have wanted to record games. I just can't figure out how to stop the game audio going into the Yeti. But I'm still not used to the Yeti. But I mean, I bought this, and this was I got this from the money I earned from the channel this year. Never really got around to using it though, apart from Skype calls and stuff with my friends. But I'm going to use it now to benefit the channel more, which is what I should have done originally anyway, which was the intended purpose of buying it. What else has happened? What else did happen this year? See, I'm just awful at talking. Oh yeah, I moved from Freedom into Curse. I mean, Freedom's great. I enjoyed Freedom. There's a lot of problems out there. Now, this isn't a network review and stuff, so I won't go into it. But I wouldn't say it was a negative transition, just in case anybody's wondering. But no, I went to Curse, which is one of my dreams for YouTube. I mean, it's seen as a bigger network, and I love it here so far. I think that I've hit, some goals that I never thought I would reach on the head, and I've reached goals which I never thought I would ever reach. So, I think that's the most interesting part. Isn't so much of what I've, people watch my stuff sometimes and they enjoy it. However, one of the best things for me is to know that I've just hit these goals. 1 million views, this is a lot of views. And that's nothing compared to some people. Some people get that in a day. But for somebody who never really does anything, doesn't do much in general, that's quite an accomplishment. I mean, at least if let's say 7 months down the line, I just can't continue doing YouTube because I actually find work or something, then I would have no problem really walking away to say I would still make content, of course. But I would still go yeah, I enjoyed that run. I got 1 million views, which was something I never thought I would reach. But, I'm not going to just walk away. I'm still going to work just as hard if I can. Near the end of the year, this is about October, my YouTube channel started to go up. Now, I was at about 700,000 views about October. I was getting between maybe 50 to 100,000 views a month anyway. Doing really well. But at October, I started near the end of October actually, I started to see a rise in my content. So when I got to Dishonored, I made a guide on how to find every item in each level. And this is essentially where I believe personally a lot of my growth come from, because I did Doom guides similar to this one and they were really terrible. They were not well explained. I would just rush into the objective, which show people where it is. I thought I was doing right, but I wasn't. So yeah, you learn, so you see. But I realized that these kind of videos are great, and I thought I'd do those for Dishonored, and boom, exploded. And then I made some other stuff in December, and once again, boom, people really enjoyed that. So I mean, just keep that going. Just keep making people happy, and maybe, I can, from January onwards, I can actually see growth. I mean, I probably won't. I'll probably end up getting a little less for a few months. But for those who check it out, my channel out, and they watch the showcases and all that other stuff, I hope you enjoy it. And I hope that you can bear with me as I deliver more content that's just mainly based around me. Talking about a game, trying to be funny, or doing something else. Because that's a little more interesting, I think, than, just seeing guides and showcases and some glitches all the time. I'm going to add more of me to the channel so that it isn't just something that anybody could do, if that makes sense. Anyway, this has been going on for 17 minutes now. I don't even think I have 17 minutes of footage recorded, which is bad. And I haven't even found music to put over this. And my tea is going cold. And I'm late for like 100 things. So I'm going to leave it here. If you've watched the entire video, whoa, not even I could do that, but well done. And I hope that next year you will stop by and maybe watch a video or two, maybe 3. And I hope that I can entertain you as much as this is as entertaining for me. That was supposed to sound really sweet, but it just didn't come out well.